to Hartman. Hartman sends this one on a rope out over the wall. Liftoff for Jensen Hartman. Payoff pitch. Strike 3 called. The 0-1 and Metakosh the other way, deep to the gap and gone. As Rittenauer sends it out deep, Metakosh gives a charge and it's gone. Hard gets the sign, the wind, and the 0-2. Strike 3. As this one's chopped up the line, going to be a tough play for Long. Runner comes home to score, and the throw is not in time. Sends this one in the air, right side, back, and that one bounces, and it gets to the wall. DeMoss off to the races. Fesco will score. There comes Vashelia. It's a 2-run double for Joey DeMoss. Back here from Plum High School, a little bit of precipitation joining us right now, but that's not set to stay around until 7 o'clock when the skies are set to open up. But hey, we hope to get in before that and get done with this game between the 6 seed and the 11 seed. As number 6 Bell Vernon, the team that finished third behind number 2 Elizabeth Ford, number 4 York, tells you how much love was given to Section 3 of 4A, or excuse me, Section 2 of 4A. Section 3 is where these Newcastle Hurricanes come out of. They finished tied with Blackhawk, who just lost to York in a 7-3 contest. A pretty good game earlier today, which Blackhawk was able to strike first in, but York, big day for Mackenzie Pritz, 5 RBI, including a home run and a bases clearing double, both with 2 outs. But Bell Vernon, high-octane offense. We've seen it a lot this year, and you got to look no further than their 3-0 hitter, Maren Metakosh, one of the best in the business.
Yeah, I mean, she's been one of the Whitfield's top hitters all season long. You know, you got Ashley Joel in the cleanup spot. I mean, this is a Bell Vernon lineup 1 through 9 that is talented and can hurt opposing teams in many ways. So going to be interesting to see how these two teams match up here today.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun, as it will be Talia Ross. We know that for the Bell Vernon Leopards getting the start. Miley Anderson, the freshman left fielder, leads things off. Juliana Evans, the senior, will play third. She bats second. Kira Mangieri, the freshman, will be out at shortstop. Olivia Hood bats cleanup. She is at second base. Another freshman, the senior, Jonalyn Weary, will do the catching. Batting in the 6th spot will be Raquel Young, the sophomore first baseman. Nina Flora, the junior, will play center field. She bats 7th. Morgan Payette, the junior, will do the pitching in the 8th spot. And Logan Holmes, the senior, will be out in right field. She bats 9th for the Newcastle Hurricanes here this afternoon from Plum High School against Talia Ross, the sophomore, who is coming to the playoffs throwing some of her best softball pitches that we've seen in the last, or at least this season, I should say.
Yeah, it seems like as the season has gone on, she's really gotten better. I know she split some time in the circle with Olivia Kolowitz, but Ross gets the nod here for Game 1 in the first round of the Class 4A playoffs for the Bell Vernon area Leopards, and see if she can continue to keep progressing here today.
3.16 ERA for Ross, 100 Ks and over 66 innings of work, as Talia Ross gets set to send this one underway in the 4A first round. The winner gets number 3 Burl. As first pitch ball, as we are underway here at 5:26 from Plum High School.
See Daniels playing in here at second base in case of a bunt. And Anderson was thinking one there.
2 balls, no strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. Here, inning number 1. As Anderson against Talia Ross, the left-hander. Ross toes the rubber, rocks and fires, 2-0 by Talia. As that one catches the inner third, 2-1 now to Anderson. Interesting tidbit for you here. Jose. Counting this playoff appearance for the Newcastle Hurricanes as Ross gets the sign from Zubovic. The 2-1 home by Talia. Make it 3-1. Counting this meeting with Bell Vernon, this is the third straight playoff appearance for Newcastle against a Mon Valley team. It is also their fourth of the last 5 years and fifth of the last 7 playoff appearances have been against Mon Valley teams. As that one misses, and it's a leadoff walk issued to Miley Anderson from Talia Ross. So a great start for the 11-seeded Hurricanes.
Yeah, so the Hurricanes not too unfamiliar with teams that we get to see day in and day out.
2019, last time they made the playoffs, it was a 9-3 loss to the Ringgold Rams. Before that, an 18 against EF. Then it was the stoppage year against West Day. EF before that. Then York. So they've seen pretty much everyone but Bell Vernon in that section, as there's ball one as Talia Ross struggling to find the strike zone early on. Newcastle has won their last 2 games coming into the playoffs, 11-7 over Hopewell, 14-2 over Shenango. They are 0-2 this season after winning 2 straight. 1-0 misses. Make it 2-0, 1 on, nobody out. Top of inning number 1. Winner of this one gets number 3, Burrell. That will take place on Monday, as digging back in is going to be the senior third baseman, Juliana Evans. The 2-0 by Ross in the air at center. There's Medikosh, and Marin Medikosh makes the catch for out number 1 on the F8. Lauren Van Divner in left. Marin Medikosh in center with Abby Fabian in right. Ava Zubovic plays third. Ashley Joel at short. Daniels at second with Gracie Soko at first. And it is Mia Zubovic, the freshman, catching the sophomore Talia Ross, as digging in is Mangieri, the freshman shortstop, against the lefty Talia Ross. Ross has the sign, rocks and fires home. Misses outside, ball 1. I've not seen a first pitch strike yet from Talia Ross.
It seems like she's been missing either low or outside to these right-handed hitters on Newcastle.
You wonder if it's a similar situation that we saw Isaiah Petty in yesterday for Sarah Catholic's baseball team. You know, just a sophomore, having your first playoff hope. And this is a Bell Vernon team, you know, and if you have watched the feature I did on Marin Medikosh this year, she said that they're a team that thinks they can win it all even. And with this offense, that's expectations on them. But if you haven't watched that, you should go watch that. Just going to throw that out there as well.
Oh, absolutely. And
swing and a miss, runner goes. Zubovic throws it away in the center, but Medikosh backs up. So it's a stolen base and a strike, putting a runner at second with a 1 out. As Mangieri down the count 1-2 to Talia Ross.
Yeah, even if that was online, I don't know if it would have been an out because there was nobody at second base.
I think it was a good jump as well by Anderson. Mangieri, the freshman. The 1-2 by the sophomore Ross. Rise held back as the count evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. On a busy day from Plum High School. Seneca Valley leading Hempfield on the field to our right 4-1. That one nearing the conclusion. It was moved up due to the weather coming in. The 2-2. And Talia Ross strikes her out looking. First punch out of the game for Ross. Ross hit triple-digit Ks this season.
Now, Alex, I think there's a reason why the baseball game was technically supposed to be a later game because I don't know if they play baseball and softball too often at the same time, but a lot of softballs over in the baseball field today.
Yeah, well, the Seneca Valley left fielder almost wore one off the back during that first game. First pitch swinging, skied up right side of the infield. Gracie Sokol in foul territory. Puts the squeeze on it for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 walk and 1 Hurricane left the board. We've played 1/2 inning here on MVI Live's coverage of the WPIAL postseason on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Your score, Newcastle 0. Number 6, Bell Vernon coming to bat. right here on MVI Live and the Trib Live High School Sports Network, as we will take a look at the batting order for Coach Tom Rodriguez's Bell Vernon Leopards here this afternoon, early evening. Leading off will be Alexa Daniels, the junior second baseman. Batting second, the senior right fielder, Abby Fabian. She will be continuing on at W&J after graduation. Marin Medikosh bats third, leads the team with 5 long balls on the air. Ashley Joel, the senior shortstop, bats cleanup. Mia Zubovic, the freshman catcher, in the 5 spot. Batting 6 will be the sophomore first baseman, Gracie Sokol. Batting 7th will be Lauren Van Divner, followed by Olivia Kolowitz, the junior DP, here this afternoon in the 8th spot. And Ava Zubovic rounds out the starting 9 battery. She is at third base here today, as Kolowitz is DPing, I should say, for the sophomore Talia Ross. Big also thanks to our gracious host here at Plum High School.
Yeah, nice day here.
Be a perfect day if it wasn't for the rain.
Yeah, little drops, but hasn't been too bad. And hopefully it stays like this, and we can get this game fully in.
Bell Vernon, they do a lot of damage with 1, 2, 3 in their order. Alexa Daniels, 317, 3 long balls. As between the top 3 batters, 8 home runs. Fabian doesn't have one. And then you look, 2 more for Joel, 2 more for Zubovic, 2 down for Kolowitz, 15 on the season for Bell Vernon. They hit the ball out of the yard.
Yeah, and I think that the play of Ashley Joel, I don't know if anybody's really appreciated it as much. She's up there at 576 with Medikosh at 563. A lot of the talk gets towards Marin for, her run production and the home runs and things like that. But Joel has been just crucial. Potomac State recruit out of that cleanup spot for Bell Vernon.
Yeah, Jose wrote a great article about that on Ashley Joel. As here is Alexa Daniels. First pitch to Daniels. That one misses, ball 1 by Pyatt.
Can't overlook Abby Fabian in that 2 spot, too. She's kind of been an unsung hero offensively for these Leopards.
Most of the lineup up over 300, or at least around that, at least the top half all over. And then you got some, around the 290s, 280s, which is still very serviceable. This is a Bell Vernon team that can hit you up and down the lineup 1 through 9. As 1 ball and 1 strike here on Alexa Daniels. As Pyatt up on the rubber, the right-hander. Rocks and fires to Lexi Daniels as that one misses inside 2-1. We saw a lot of this in game 1 through the first inning, that it was some struggling with getting the grip on the ball and keeping it up in the air. A lot of balls low in the turf when Yock and Blackhawk got underway.
Yeah, I think Peyton Kimberlin from Blackhawk had some trouble. First couple innings is strike inside called on Daniels, but she had some trouble, and it seemed like as the game went on, starting to get better with that. But definitely has been an issue here today, getting the grip on the softball.
2-2 on Lexi Daniels as the pitch home. Daniels in the air, other way, out to right, and ranging back on the warning track is Holmes to make the catch. 1 up, 1 down on the F7 by Lexi Daniels. Anderson, Flora, and Holmes left to right. In the outfield, Evans, Mangieri, Hood, and Young around the infield, with Weary catching Pyatt this afternoon.
A lot of carry on that one in the right. That ball hit by Daniels.
As here is Abby Fabian, the senior. Fabian 406 this season, going to W&J. Going to be in the medical field. As there is ball 1 to Fabian. Already has the proper gloves to play for the Presidents.
Yeah, doesn't have to get new ones. So is plus.
One and 0 to Abby Fabian. Pitch home. Fabian in the air. That one out to right as well. And under it for out number 2 is Holmes once again. Back-to-back F9s to start. And that will bring up the deadly Marin Medikosh with 2 outs and nobody aboard. Just what they were hoping for if you were Newcastle.
Yeah, you don't want anyone to be on when Medikosh is at the plate, but easier said than done to do that with how good Daniels and Fabian have been, but
The lefty Metikosh digs in against the right-hander Pite. Metikosh 563, 5 long balls, 32 runs batted in, and they haven't been give me home runs this season. We saw 2 balls leave the yard earlier in that first game, 1 aside. They both went out to left. Pyatt up on the rubber, nobody on, 2 outs. The pitch home to Marin Metikosh, and Metikosh fouls it up out of play. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. As the lefty Metikosh will dig back in for the Bell Vernon Leopards. The 1-1. That one misses outside, make it 2-1 on Metikosh. Metikosh back in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Working herself into a hitter's count. Metikosh has walked 19 times this season. 2-1. Metikosh in the air the other way, out to left, ranging towards the line. Making the running grab was Anderson. A great running catch by Miley Anderson to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. 1, 2, 3, go the Leopards. In the top of the first, or in the bottom of the first, and after 1, your score. Newcastle and Bell Vernon knotted up at 0 here on MVI Live's coverage of the WPIAL postseason here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Life is full of surprises. Some good, some not so good. It's why your State Farm agent is there with good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates for everyone. Yep, that's right. At State Farm, you get great service and great rates with every policy, so you can be prepared for all life's surprises. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. When you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Brian Warnick in Perryopolis today at 412-668-0111. One inning in the book here on MVI Live and the Trib Live High School Sports Network. 0-0 as Newcastle back to the dish. As it is going to be 5, 6, and 7. The catcher, Jonathan Weary, will lead things off. Raquel Young and Nina Flora all due up this inning for the Hurricanes. First pitch by the lefty, Talia Ross. Misses ball 1. We saw Ross against the Yacht Cougars in a game that Bell Vernon lost with a trio of errors in the top of the 7th. Kind of have pinpoint accuracy, and that's what Bell Vernon wants to get out of her during this postseason. As there's a strike on the outer third, and if she can hit that and get that call consistently, Talia Ross can live with some of the best in 4A.
yeah, she's definitely has that ability.
As that one misses as well. 2-1 to the senior catcher. Since 2004. Newcastle just 1-7 in the postseason. A -41 in run differential. The 2-1. That one's fouled off. Make it 2-2. To Weary, the senior catcher. Last time Newcastle got a win in the postseason, that was back in 2012. They beat Katanning 9-4 before losing to Montour in the preliminary round. They haven't made it out of the first round for as long as I could find doing my research back to 2004. As Ross, the 2-2, struck her out looking. Talia Ross, second backwards K of the afternoon. As 1 up, 1 down, we'll bring up Raquel Young, the sophomore first baseman. Nobody on, 1 out for Young. As she'll dig in against Talia Ross. As Mia Zubovic, the freshman, checks over to the bench for the Signs. Pitch home by Talia Ross, swing and a miss, strike 1. Second straight year of making the postseason for the Belle Vernon Leopards on the other side. They want a rematch with the team that knocked them out last year at this facility as 0-2 as Ross gets Young to swing through it. Last year it was a 3-2 loss here at Plum to Burrell. Burrell the 3 seed this year, and Belle Vernon wants to take them on in the quarterfinals, but they have to get past this pesky Hurricane bunch from Newcastle first. One out, nobody on. The 0-2 home by Talia Ross. Rise up high, holding back is Young. Belle Vernon, last time they won it all back in 2018 when they beat Elizabeth Forward 5-4. They won it in 18, 17, 15, and 2007. As Ross has the sign. Talia rocks and fires home, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Talia Ross. 2 up, 2 down here in the second. And here comes Flora, the junior center fielder.
Yeah, Ross starting to get going here with her strikeout pitch.
Talked about it earlier, the potential of this section to have all 4 of its teams, that being Belle Vernon's, this swing and a miss by Flora for strike 1, to make the quarterfinals. Last year, out of Section 2, we've seen a lot of Section 3 and Section 2 today, but out of 4A Section 2, last year, 3 teams made the quarters. Belle Vernon was the only one not to that made the playoffs, as that one misses outside. 3 made the quarters, 2 made the semis. None of them made the championship game. Of course, Beaver, top dog once again here in 4A. But you look at the grand scheme of things, West Mifflin never an easy out. Belle Vernon as a 3 got a 6 seed. Tells you how much respect was had for that section. Almost similar to what you see of Mount Pleasant as an 8 seed, and they got a huge one. They'll take on Avonworth, who Belle Vernon beat earlier this year. And Avonworth's the 1 seed of 3A.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be surprised if you see all 4 teams make the quarters and 3 of them make the semis.
Yeah, and even you look at the 3 teams that didn't make the playoffs out of Section 2 in Laurel Highlands, Uniontown, and Ringgold, those weren't easy teams to play either. So all 4 of those teams from Section 2, very, very talented, going to be tough teams for other teams in 4A to compete against here in the 4A bracket.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Flora, the center fielder. Of course, this Newcastle team, they tied with the Blackhawk Cougars to make the postseason as they fell behind Beaver, Montour, and Central Valley. Montour was losing 9-7 last time we checked. That was middle 5th last update. Chopper out to short. Ashley Joel across to Gracie Sokol. 1, 2, 3 go the Hurricanes in the second. As a 6-3 put out of Flora ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. And after 1.5 here on MVI Live's coverage of the WPIAL postseason here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, your score, Newcastle and Belle Vernon tied at 0. As Belle Vernon will look to change that as they come to the dish here in the home half of the second inning. Yeah, the winner of this game gets number 3, Burrell. Beaver, Elizabeth Forward, and Burrell, they're the 3 teams that got the bye. As Elizabeth Forward, they finished section play just 1 loss. That came to York, who is the 4 seed. York had 2. They lost to West Mifflin, blew a 4-run advantage with 2 outs in the 7th in that game. I'm sure if they're listening, they're not a fan of me bringing that back up. But, I thought it was cool, though. A lot of these girls between Belle Vernon and York know each other, and I wonder if that had something to do with how early Belle Vernon got here, because they were all those Belle Vernon girls behind us cheering on Augustine and this York team, who's a section rival with them. I just thought that was kind of a cool sight to see earlier today.
Yeah, I think it's a long-time rivalry between those 2 programs, but there's always a respect there. I mean, between the coaches and the players. So it was nice to see the Leopards kind of showing some unity, really, with their Section 2 rivals.
Here's Ashley Joel. Potomac State commit takes low, ball 1. As head coach Tom Rodriguez better be aware, as Joel lined one off of him earlier this season. And Ashley Joel is probably one of the 2 players you 100% don't want to take a ball off of.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times where coaches in the third base coaching box have done that.
As a little flare out to Hood, 1 up, 1 down as Joel retired on the P4, bringing up Mia Zubovic, the freshman catcher. 323, 2 long balls, 15 runs batted in for Mia Zubovic.
Gotta give credit to Morgan Pyatt in the way that she's pitching here early on. Her defense has been very solid. The outfield's just been great through the first inning.
3 hard hit balls to the outfield by Belle Vernon in the first. Then that little flare out the hood. First pitch, Zubovic fouls it up, out of play. And that one got baseball field written all over it.
Yeah, I think they're in between innings, so.
I think they're in between games.
Oh, they are in between games, yep. So, no harm, no foul.
Mia Zubovic, nitro fast pitch travel player. Bat velo 72.4 on average with her travel team. As Zubovic has, I think, the fastest inside of all of 4A from what I was reading with that bat velo is Zubovic. It's like in that baseball outfield.
I mean, what would happen if the baseball players are just like, you know what, I'm going to keep these, you know?
Zubovic has an Alistair index of 81.3 as well. I'm just putting out some random stats about the freshman here. Analytics. Statistics, StatCast, got it all here.
We at the Mon Valley Independent and the Triple Live High School Sports Network, we care about analytics.
Unless it comes to shortening up in your Abby Fabe, and I was told they don't do that and go the other way.
What's her WAR?
I do not have that. As 5-3 across the diamond, 2 up, 2 down, 5 in a row retired by Pyatt to start.
Yeah, we still haven't seen a base hit for either team. Only one runner has reached on that leadoff walk by Miley Anderson, Newcastle in the top of the first.
Morgan Pyatt has done an excellent job. Soft contact here this inning, the opposite of what we saw in the first, but the result's been the same. Out, and out.
After that first walk for Newcastle, I thought might be a trend the whole game, but
Chopper, first pitch, out to third. Strong throw across again by Evans to Young. A pop-up to second and 2 ground outs to third. Belle Vernon held scoreless once again. 1, 2, 3 go the Leopards here in the second inning as Morgan Pyatt matching Talia Ross every step of the way. And after 2 full here on MVI Live's coverage of the WPIAL postseason on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, your score, Newcastle and the Leopards from Belle Vernon knotted up at 0. Are you looking for stress-free car shopping at its finest? Well, then Davies Ford of Charleroi is the place for you. Located 728 McKean Avenue, Davies Ford has something for everybody with a wide selection of models from Ford. So come let us get you in that new car today at Davies Ford of Charleroi.
To get the Ford you want only with the greatest of ease. Pull on down to Davies.
Back here from Plum High School on MVI Live's coverage of the WPIL postseason here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Into the top of the third inning we go as it's going to be 8, 9, and 1 due up for the number 11 seeded Newcastle Hurricanes. Morgan Pyatt can help her own cause. Holmes and Anderson back to the top of the order due up this inning against the left-hander Talia Ross. First pitch misses outside, ball 1 is trying to frame it there with Zubovic. One ball, no strikes, nobody on, nobody out here in the top of the third. Pitch home by Talia Ross, up high inside, count goes 2-0 on the opposing pitcher from Newcastle.
8-9-1 due up here for the Hurricanes.
2-0 the count to the right-handed hitting pitcher as the junior digs in against the sophomore Ross. Make it 3-0. And one thing, I've noticed a lot this year, love the way that Mia Zubovic receives the ball from her pitchers. If you just watch that wrist action, the way she kind of hauls it in to try to keep everything looking like it's inside the zone, helping her pitcher out at any sequence. The 3-0 by Ross. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Morgan Pyatt to start here in inning number 3. Second straight inning that Newcastle has got the leadoff hitter aboard, or second overall inning, I should say, that Newcastle has got the leadoff base runner aboard via the free pass. And we will see a courtesy runner for Pyatt. Make sure I get the right one. As it's going to be Gia Runyon, the junior.
Brings up Logan Holmes, the number 9 hitter for the Canes. Holmes is ready to step in the box with the ump. Not yet ready.
A lefty against lefty matchup here with Talia Ross. And the senior right fielder Logan Holmes made 2 good catches in the first inning. Slap swing there by Holmes. 0-1. You kind of had to figure something was there. If you watch that ungloved hand, it was open, not hard around the barrel of the bat there. You figured either it was going to come down and be a slap swing or a bunt here, and it was the slap swing. Came up empty with it. The 0-1 here by Talia Ross. Bunt shown that time, laid down. Ross, Sokol in time, throw to second, and almost getting picked off was Runyon. Good heads-up play by Gracie Sokol, but just back in time was the junior courtesy runner.
Was that 1-3?
It was. Ross to Sokol for out number 1, as it's Runyon at second, with 1 down here for Miley Anderson, the freshman left fielder. Anderson reached on a free pass, was stranded. Back in inning number 1.
Really couldn't have asked for anything more from Holmes there. Gave herself a chance to reach base, too. Coming out of the box with her speed.
First pitch strike there by Talia Ross to the left-hander. Runner at second, 1 out. Nothing game here in the top of the 3rd inning between number 6 Bell Vernon, number 11 Newcastle on MVI Live's coverage of the WPIAL postseason here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Misses up high, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. Nothing, top of the 3rd between Newcastle and Bell Vernon. As Talia Ross toes the rubber. The left-hander rocks and fires in the air, right side, up, out of play. Off the light pole and back into the turf facility.
No one is safe. That's what I've come to realize.
You are never safe when you're at a baseball, softball field.
Never.
I was at Thomas Jefferson. They have one that we're stationed about the same spot Jose and I are at today. The backstop is basically a big cage. Like, there should be no way a ball can fall right against the fence. It somehow did. Swing and a foul tip. Zubovic couldn't hang on as the count stays 1-2 on the freshman left-handed hitting left fielder Miley Anderson. As Anderson digs back in, Talia Ross looking for a huge punch out. You can see a little bit of frustration by Zubovic not being able to hang on with that one. See if Ross can back her catcher up here. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Talia Ross. Give the sophomore 4. 2 down, runner at second, and here comes Juliana Evans. Flew out to Metikosh back in inning number 1 for the first out of the game. As the senior third baseman will dig in against the sophomore left-hander Talia Ross. Interesting stat here about Newcastle. They've given up 10 or more runs 6 times. They've scored 10 or more runs 5 times this season. So it's been either kind of all or nothing. In some case scenarios, you see 12, 11 games for this Hurricane squad as that one misses outside, ball 1. Newcastle only played 2 games outside of their section this season, went 1-1 in non-section play. 6-8 versus a team in Bell Vernon that is 11-7. We gotta see if those out-of-section games and experience definitely helps in the postseason as things go down the line. 1-0, swing and a miss. Make it 1-1 with a runner at second and 2 down here in the top of the third. Bell Vernon, battle-tested team. Played Mount Lebanon, lost to them by just 1. Beat Avonworth, the 3A number 1, by 1, 2-1 in their last game of the regular season. Close against Yock and Elizabeth Ford multiple times this season. As the 1-1 home by Talia Ross. That one's crushed, and you can forget about it. A 2-run, 2-out shot by Juliana Evans off Talia Ross, and Newcastle strikes first.
That was a no-doubter, an absolute no-doubter for Juliana Evans. And Newcastle strikes first. 2 runs here in the top of the third inning. First hit of the ball game, Alex.
Absolute bomb. Third ball over the left field fence here this afternoon. She hammered that one off Talia Ross. And the trend continues, Jose. We've seen a ton of runs scored with 2 outs in this contest.
Yeah, and she just...
in this afternoon, I should clarify. York scored all 7 with 2 outs.
Yeah, some 2-out magic.
First pitch up high, ball 1. To Mangieri, struck out looking against Talia Ross. The 1-0 by Talia Ross. That one misses, or just catches the zone, they say, to even things up. Two 2-0 lead here for Newcastle in the top of the third inning. 2-out, 2-run shot by Evans over the left field fence. Third ball to head out and over that wall today. Swing and a miss. My Evans, or make that Mangieri make it 1-2 with 2 outs and nobody on. One thing, if you're Bell Vernon, runs are not normally a luxury. It's something you're used to scoring a ton of. Down by just 2, Ross trying to keep it there. Swing and a miss, she'll do just that. As Talia Ross strikes out 2 in the inning, 5 so far in the game. But Newcastle, they strike for a pair on the 2-out bomb by Juliana Evans. Nobody left the board, and after 2.5 here on MVI Live's coverage of the WPIL postseason on the Triple Live High School Sports Network, your score, the number 11 seed Newcastle on top of Bell Vernon 2-0 as the Leopards will send 7, 8, and 9 in their order due up. Lauren Van Divner, Olivia Kolowitz, and Ava Zubovic against the right-hander Morgan Pyatt. 2-0 Newcastle on top. Just a reminder to all of our listeners out there that this game, the broadcast rights to this game, are the sole and exclusive property of the Triple Live High School Sports Network and the WPIL. This broadcast is intended exclusively for the benefit of the viewing and listening audience, and any rebroadcast or use of this broadcast without the express written consent from the WPIAL and Trib Total Media is strictly prohibited. As Van Divner will dig in, the freshman. She's driven in 12 this year. Nobody on base to start. Bell Vernon looking for the first base runner of the game. 245 on the season is Van Divner. First pitch to Van Divner. Grounder left side. Evans up with it across. And coming down on the bag. And for out number 1 was Young. As we're getting some rain here. And we'll bring up Olivia Kolowitz. Kolowitz on the season, 256, 2 long balls. split time in the circle with Talia Ross this year. As that one misses low, ball one. One ball, no strikes, one out, nobody on. 2-0 Newcastle leads number 6 Bell Vernon. As Kolowitz up in the box. Pyatt rocks and fires, swing and a miss. 1-1 now on Olivia Kolowitz. Bell Vernon still looking for that first base runner here of the early evening. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, make it 1-2. As right now, Bell Vernon unable to time up Morgan Pyatt. The right-hander rocks and fires the 1-2 as Kolowitz takes the glove out of the hand off the pitcher, but backing up is Evans. 1-5-3. Kolowitz retired. Don't see that too often, Jose.
No, that was pretty unreal. I don't think I've ever really seen anything like that, but credit to Evans at third base. She's having herself a great ball game, 4 straight putouts that she's been able to come up with.
And now it's Mia Zubovic. The older of the two, Ava Zubovic, the older of the two. She sent one over the fence once this year. First pitch to Ava, a little flare, out to second, no trouble there, as under it is Hood. 1, 2, 3 go the Leopards once again, 9 up, 9 down. This high-octane offense of Bell Vernon has not lived up to their reputation, as Morgan Pyatt has done nothing but throw zeros through 3 innings of work here this afternoon. And after 3 innings of play, your score, Newcastle 2, Bell Vernon nothing right here on MVI Live's coverage of the WPIAL postseason. And here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Hey, Jim Shorkey here. Just haven't signed up for the Goal Achiever Challenge yet. Please do right now. Don't procrastinate. Jump right on this. Just do it. Get it done. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
So make sure you sign up for the Goal Achiever Challenge and check out Jim Shorkey's Pragmatist podcast. To check out that podcast and for more information, visit resultsfromthinking.com. Newcastle up by 2 after 3. Winner of this game gets number 3, Burrell as Bell Vernon. Down by 2 thanks to Juliana Evans. 2-run, 2-out shot. Olivia Hood, Jonathan Weary, and Raquel Young due up in the order. That's 4, 5, and 6 against the lefty Talia Ross. First pitch misses, ball 1 outside. Nobody on, nobody out. Ross toes the rubber. The 1-0 by Talia Ross, make it 2-0. Very important here if you were Talia Ross to find a way to put up a 0. Right now, Newcastle in the driver's seat, top of the 4th, the 11th seed. We've talked about this a lot. These lower seeds, nothing to lose, can come out, play loose, no pressure on them coming in besides the pressure they put on themselves as 2-1 here to Hood.
Usually when teams are without that type of pressure, that's when they play at their best.
It's when you're the most dangerous almost.
Yeah, and that's why some of the lower seeds are always some of the most dangerous teams when it comes to tournament time.
2-1. Make it 2-2. We saw Knock and Montour dueling back and forth. I actually don't think I have a final on that. I'll see if I can get one. But it was 9-7 in favor of Knock over Montour. 2-2. Other way, foul ball into the baseball field.
Final is Montour defeats Knock 11-9.
Talk about a thriller out there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, nobody out. Ross gets the sign from Zubovic. Pitch home, in the air, out to right. Fabian ranges back onto the track, makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down.
Yeah, these Newcastle hitters showing some pop. As Hood goes deep the opposite way and sends Fabian back to the wall to have to make that catch.
You figure any chance you don't have to face Peyton List, which they've already had to do twice this year, is definitely a benefit for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's goes for any team that's had to face her.
I'll tell you this, though, Jose. Newcastle would love to face Peyton List one more time this year at least. Because the only way they could do that, I mean, they've
WPIL championship.
ran the bracket. 0-1 the count. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the 4th inning, bunt shown. Rise up high as the count pulls even on the right-handed hitting senior catcher. Weary digs back in. Ross back on the rubber. A few steps in front of the bag. Over at first is Gracie Sokol. Has that one outside. 2-1 now. Ross falling behind in the count. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 2-0 Newcastle leads. Top of the 4th inning in a brisk moving game. Swing and a miss as the count pulls even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Donalyn Weary trying to get on board for the first time this inning and in this game. Struck out looking. As she'll strike out swinging this time by. As the rise is blown by her from Talia Ross. 6 punch out of the game for Talia Ross. 2 up, 2 down. Here comes Raquel Young, the sophomore. The first baseman also struck out.
Again, we've only seen 1 hit in this game. And that was the 2-run shot by Evans.
That ball, I think, still going.
I don't think it's landed yet, no.
I've seen about 4 no-doubt home runs this year. That was one of them. As
there's-
that one's lined the other way. Gets to the corner. Going to be a little trouble as Fabian picks it up, fires it in, and it's a 2-out double for Newcastle's sophomore first baseman Young.
Yeah, Newcastle making a statement here. With the bats, Ross has had her share of strikeouts, but these Newcastle hitters have putting the bat on ball and are making these Bell Vernon defenders have to work.
Yeah, Newcastle trying to win 3 games in a row for the first time this season. And a swing and a miss. There's strike 1 on Flora. Flora grounded out to the shortstop, Ashley Jewell. That was the end inning number 2. Ross is going to try to get her to end inning number 4. Bunt shown. And that one misses as Mia Zubovic walks the runner back as Medikosh comes charging in from center field.
That's a great play by Medikosh, especially when, if you're a Newcastle runner, you don't know if anybody's there. You just kind of assume nobody's there. And Medikosh makes a play.
The 1-1, way up high to the backstop, and that's going to allow the runner to advance 60 feet, almost over sliding the bag. Was Young, but a great job of keeping that backhand on.
Yeah, great job there by Ava Zubovic at third. Make sure that ball thrown by Mia did not go into left field.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner at third. 2-0 Newcastle leads Bell Vernon. Pitch home by Talia Ross. That one makes it 3-1 now on the junior center fielder. Pyatt on deck. She walked already and scored the first run of the game. And we talked about how important it is if you're Bell Vernon and Talia Ross to put up a 0 here. Runner at third, 2 outs. Got to find a way to get out of this unscathed. The 3-1 home. Fills things up, make it 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at third in the form of Young. 2-0 lead for number 11 Newcastle over number 6 Bell Vernon. Winner gets number 3 Borough on Monday. Ross on the rubber. The payoff pitch by Talia Ross. Swing and a miss. She struck her out. Talia Ross. Huge punch out there to keep things at a 2-0 deficit. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 hurricane left the board. We've played now 3.5 here on MVI Live's coverage of the WPIL postseason on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Your score, Newcastle 2, Bell Vernon nothing. Looking to change that with 1, 2, 3 in the order due up against Morgan Pyatt, the pitcher who has been excellent today as the junior. 9 up, 9 down to start. One hit in this game. That one went, now 2 hits.
Now
But
2 hits, yep.
the first hit of the game went sailing over the left field fence. As Bell Vernon still yet to record one. 1, 2, 3. Here comes Daniels, Fabian, and Medikosh. They all hit the ball hard, but they all hit it right at the outfielders. 2 to Holmes and right, and 1 out to left, and it was a great running grab by Anderson to end the inning. Morgan Pyatt trying to put up another 0. Keep this Bell Vernon offense at bay as long as she can. And the important thing about doing that even more is because Bell Vernon lives through these top 3 a lot. You continue to put them down in order, that's less ABs, less chances the top of the order gets.
Yeah, that's huge. And, we saw, Lexi Daniels and some of these other top hitters taking some swings over there. We see a couple taking swings now, Mia Zubovic to our right. They want to make sure the second time through this order they're able to come up and produce.
1-0 to Lexi Daniels, the junior. As Daniels bends out of the way of that one, make it 2-0.
And if you're Bell Vernon, you can't try and just do too much. Just take it pitch by pitch, at bat after at bat, and just make sure you're getting on base. A walk here to Daniels would be perfect for Bell Vernon.
2-0. Daniels in the air, out towards right, ranging back towards the fence is Holmes once again. As Daniels flies out to right for the second straight AB. That ball just keeps carrying, just not far enough for Lexi Daniels here this afternoon. And now it's Abby Fabian.
Yeah, there have been times where, a ball like that might be a routine fly ball sails out of here. So haven't seen any homers to right yet today, but
the girl on deck could possibly change that. Big left-handed power bat.
Great segue. That's why I said it.
Emma Augustine proved me wrong earlier. Maybe Medikosh will do the same to you. As grounder, right side, up with it, Hood to Young with ease. The top of the order has been no issue so far for Pyatt. 4-3 put out. 2 outs in the 4th. Here comes Marin Medikosh. She flew out the other way. It was a great running catch by Miley Anderson with 2 outs. And now Medikosh. 563, 5 long balls, 32 runs batted in this season. Would love to add a 6 and a 33 to that column instead of 5 and 32.
Yeah, I'd say she has one thing on her, or maybe
at least get on base.
At least get on base and drive something into the gap.
First pitch ball to Medikosh.
She wouldn't be opposed to sending it over the fence, I don't think.
I don't think she'd be opposed to a walk. Bell Vernon got to find some sort of life in this. Junior pitcher Morgan Pyatt, she has been outstanding here today.
Yeah, no strikeouts for her, but she has really just relied on her defense. Newcastle's defense behind her has been spectacular.
As it's 2-0 now on Medikosh. She's walked 9 times this year. Second highest total on the team. Lexi Daniels leads it with 13. And we talk about how good this Bell Vernon offense has been this year, but it's been kind of struggling down the stretch. Just 2 runs against Yock. Got shut out against Latrobe. Just 2 runs against Avonworth. Now it's 3-0 on Metakosh. Last time Bell Vernon put up a high run total, back on the 3rd with a 13-3 win over Laurel Highlands. 3 balls, no strikes, nobody on, 2 outs. 2-0 Newcastle as that one finds the zone, making it 3-1 on Marin Metakosh.
Nice hitters count here for Metakosh.
As the lefty digs back in. Metakosh trying to become the first base runner of the game. A lot of respect as the outfield on the warning track.
Well, they know.
3-1 outside, ball 4. Metakosh becomes the first base runner of the afternoon for the Bell Vernon Leopards.
And it doesn't get any easier as Ashley Joel is the type of player who changed the complexion of the game with one swing of the bat as well.
As you said, kind of can get forgotten behind Metakosh, but leads the team in average. Jules went deep twice, driven in 25. The Potomac State commit has the ability to tie a game right here as that one catches the outer third for strike 1. And the way the ball sailed out of the left field fence, that's kind of just what Jewel has the ability to do.
Yeah, and she gets one into the gap. Have the possibility of Metakosh scoring from first.
As that one sails high and outside. Count goes even. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Metakosh stands at first for the Bell Vernon Leopards. It's the senior Ashley Joel at the dish. Winner gets number 3, Burrell. That game will take place on Monday. Pitch by Pyatt. Joel, foul tip into the glove. As it's 1-2 now on Ashley Joel, the Potomac State commit. Wasn't going to play in college still last year. Took that visit, fell in love, and knew it was a fit.
Yeah, now she's going to have the opportunity to play some college softball.
The 1-2. Skied up. There's the third baseman. Evans coming in to put the squeeze on it. The P5 ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bell Vernon gets their first base runner via the walk. But after 4 full, it's Newcastle 2, Bell Vernon nothing right here on MVI Live's coverage of the WPIAL postseason on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Happily Brewed Coffee Shop, located 3496.5 Pittsburgh Road in Perryopolis, serving up specialty coffees, pastries, and more. Open Tuesday through Friday from 6 to 11 a.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 7 to 11 a.m. We're available to book clubs, group meetings, birthday parties, and more after hours. So for more information in our seasonal flavors, check us out on Facebook or give us a call at 724-497-3322. And we can't wait to see you at Happily Brewed. Back here from Plum High School, Alex Lyons, Jose Negron with you as inning number 4 has come to an end. We're ready to start inning number 5. Pyatt, Holmes, and Anderson due up. This is the same 3 that led off the 3rd inning, where Evans came up and smacked the 2-run bomb over the left field fence. Pyatt led that inning off with a free pass, scored the opening run of this contest as the minute junior pitcher gets set to step in against the left-hander Talia Ross.
Little score update, 4-0 Fraser over Apollo Ridge in the first inning. Top of the second, rather. 3 errors for Apollo Ridge in the first inning and a 2-run shot by Tori Wyszynski.
That one paints the outer third, strike 1 by Talia Ross. And Ross walked Pyatt first time through. Top of the 5th, 2-0 Newcastle leads. 0-1 misses as count goes even at 1-1 to Morgan Pyatt. 7 strikeouts so far for Talia Ross. Her team down by 2. She's given up just 2 hits.
Yeah, and I think if you're the Bell Vernon coaching staff, you just got to make sure that these kids stay in this game. It's a 2-run game. You know, it's anyone's game. There's still 3 innings left. The Leopards have 9 outs to give, so going to have that type of mentality throughout the remainder of this contest.
Two 2-1 by Ross. That one finds the zone as unable to hang on to that one. And looking at the glove, trying to find the hole there is Mia Zubovic.
Trying to figure out why it didn't stick.
I think we were at a game, I don't know if you were with me, I made that comment. The home plate umpire started laughing because I think it was Campano from South Allegheny, as a half-hearted swing and a strikeout up Hyatt for out number 1. Back-to-back Ks going back to the 4th inning for Talia Ross.
Yeah, Ross just has to keep that going, keep throwing strikes. The free passes have kind of been the big issue aside from the home run and the double that she gave up. But, the 2 free passes, and one of those was a runner that scored on that home run by Juliana Evans in that 3rd inning.
Holmes 1-3 sacrifice, first time by. Bunt shown again. They say she goes for strike 1.
Yeah, she laid down a perfect bunt in her last at bat.
Almost resulted in a hit, and if that would have been, that would have most likely been a 3-run shot instead of a 2-run shot for Evans.
Yeah, so, that was a big out for the Leopards to get last time around.
0-1, slap swing, 0-2. Nobody on, 1 out, 2-0 Newcastle leads here in the top of the 5th inning over the 6th-seeded Bell Vernon Leopards. As digging back in at the dish, that's Logan Holmes. 0-2. Chopper out to second. Lexi Daniels on to Gracie Sokol. 2 up, 2 down. And that will turn the order around to Miley Anderson, who walked, stole second in the first, struck out against Ross in the 3rd.
I'll say a strong defensive performance for the Leopards up to this point as well. I know errors have proven costly in some of their losses this season, including both losses at the hands of Yock. Actually had a lead going into the top of the 7th inning, the second time those two teams met.
3 errors cost them that one.
Yeah, 1 on Ashley Joel, 2 on Lexi Daniels on the infield. And
you don't see Ashley Joel make too many mistakes defensively.
No, and even Lexi Daniels is a very solid defender. I know last year she was the primary catcher for Bell Vernon, and she played a little bit of outfield. She's played a little bit of the infield this season.
That's kind of what I was going at. It's probably a tough thing for Daniels to do, kind of switch all around the diamond as swinging through that one. Was Anderson for strike 2 as Ross trying to strike out 2 more this inning, trying to fan Anderson for the 2nd time. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on here in the top of the 5th. Ross gets the sign, rocks and fires. Inside is lunging. Over was Zubovic. Nobody on, 2 outs as Anderson steps back in against the left-hander Talia Ross. The 1-2. Fouled off the backstop.
Nice job here by Anderson to stay alive. Reached in the 1st inning on a walk to lead off this game.
1-2, the count remains. Ross on the rubber. The 1-2 home. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Talia Ross. Up to 9 in the game. But Newcastle through 4.5. They still lead 2-0 as we change things from the top of the 5th to the home half here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network as Bell Vernon. It's going to be 5, 6, and 7 in the order due up against Morgan Pyatt, who is allowed just 1 base runner, and that was a 2-out free pass to Marin Medikosh last inning, as she will deal with Mia Zubovic, Gracie Sokol, and Lauren Van Divner for the Bell Vernon Leopards. A very young Bell Vernon team for the majority. Joel a senior and Fabian a senior. Daniel's just a junior. She'll be back next year. Medikosh back next year. Zubovic, Sokol, and Van Divner all underclassmen along with Ava Zubovic. So look at the youth on this Bell Vernon team. You're starting 2 freshmen and 3 sophomore, counting the pitcher Talia Ross, and just 2 seniors out of the 10 playing. As the thing is, this section in general, very young section that Bell Vernon plays in.
Yeah, Elizabeth Ford only 2 seniors. Yock only 1 senior. Don't know how many seniors West Mifflin has, but
first pitch ball there to Mia Zubovic, grounded out to Evans, who's been extremely busy here in this one. Offensively, defensively, she's done it all.
yeah, she's I want to say 5 putouts so far for her today, and then of course the 2-run home run, and there's the first hit of the ball game for the Leopards.
As Mia Zubovic slaps it back up where it came from, so a leadoff single for Mia Zubovic. See if that sparks some life for the Leopards.
Yeah, Bell Vernon really needed that. Just not even just to have a base runner, but just to know, hey, you know, we're still in this game, and gets the confidence, and I feel like the overall morale of that group up in that dugout.
Tara Calloway, the senior, will come in to run for the catcher Mia Zubovic. And how about your freshman stepping up for your first hit in the postseason? Really had a crucial opportunity, you feel like, for Bell Vernon. They need to start getting some base runners, or the confidence would continue to grow for Pied. And if you're Pied here, it's 1 hit, settle back down, keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, for her, you know, just she has to keep relying on her defense and trusting them and just throw strikes. You know, that's been key for her all day today, and keeps that going regardless of if anyone's on base. You know, good things will happen.
1 on, nobody out. Sokol shows bunt, and almost a great diving grab by Weary.
Yeah, we saw a great diving grab by Katie Proctor from Yock in that first game of this doubleheader. Almost another one. Also have to mention that Tara Calloway is now running for Mia Zubovic. So got some speed there on the base pass for Sokol.
Calloway at first, nobody out. 0-1 on Gracie Sokol. Bunt shown, pulled back. Calloway, again, like all base runners in softball, they want to force that throw.
Yeah, if you see a throw down that first base line, it's a good thing.
1-1 the count on the sophomore first baseman, Gracie Sokol. Sokol grounded out the third. First trip to the dish, bunt shown, pulled back as a little jump rope there for Sokol up over the softball, trying to avoid being hit. As Coach Tom Rodriguez makes his way down the third base line to talk to his sophomore first baseman, Gracie Sokol. Again, Bell Vernon, second straight time in the postseason. Won the WPIO title in 18, 17, 15, and 2007. Last time they were in the state playoffs was in 2018, lost in the quarters to Mount Pleasant 3-2. That's the same team they beat in the semifinals in the WPIL playoffs that year. 2-1 to Sokol. Bunt shown again. Sokol stabs and misses, throw down, and Calloway is picked off. Great job by Wary. On to Young to throw out Tara Calloway. And now it's 2-2, and the bunt will be off for Sokol. Bell Vernon has struggled down the stretch with the bunt.
Yeah, they have.
Bases loaded against Yock. They were unable to lay down those safety squeezes, and then we see the issues here, and then Calloway getting picked off over at first.
Yeah, and Tom Rodriguez talked about that after the Yacht game. Said that there's no reason for that because they have to get as many bunts down as they do swings in at practice.
As that one's ripped through the left side of the infield, it's a one-out base knock for Gracie Sokol. So 2 straight hits for Belle Vernon, but thanks to the pickoff, it's just a runner at first with 1 down for the freshman catcher Lauren Van Divner. Grounded out to Evans, first trip to the dish. We've seen some big hits out of the freshmen this year, none bigger than I think her game at Ringgold, a couple of 2-out run-producing doubles.
Yeah, it's just hate to think what if, if you don't have that pickoff, you have runners on first and second and feel a lot better if you're Belle Vernon, having 2 runners on and having a player like Van Divner up with a chance to cut into this lead.
First pitch strike on the inner third to Lauren Van Divner. 1 on, 1 out, 2-0 Newcastle leads here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The pitch to Van Divner. Right side, foul territory, long run off the fence, off the glove of Young. And to the turf it falls as the count goes to 0-2 on the freshman left fielder, Lauren Van Divner.
I'm trying to... The gate's opened near the Belle Vernon dugout, trying to get that closed.
Pitch by Pyatt outside, 1-2 now as Van Divner holds off. Sokol at first, 1 out, Van Divner at the dish. Pyatt up in the count, gets up on the rubber. Looks home, gets the sign, rocks, deals, and that one evens things up at 2-2. Two and 2 to Lauren Van Divner. Sokol at first, 1 out. Advantage in favor of the Hurricanes. Newcastle up 2-0 on the 2-run shot by Evans. The 2-2 to Van Divner. Fills things up. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 aboard. Belle Vernon trying to continue to put runners on base here in the 5th. Olivia Kolowitz on deck.
Haven't had many of these 3-2 counts today.
Pyatt. The payoff pitch to Van Divner. Van Divner, a little blooper into shallow center, ranging in, making the sliding grab was Flora. Great grab there by Flora for out number 2. Now here is Olivia Kolowitz. Kolowitz, the 1-5-3 put out, ripping the glove off the hand of the pitcher Pyatt.
Just your ordinary 1-5-3.
Yeah, nothing you see every day, right?
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary.
First pitch to Kolowitz, swings through it for strike 1. One on, 2 out, 2-0 Newcastle leads here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Vernon trying to put some runs across the board. The 0-1 evens things up on Kolowitz. The junior DP sent 2 over the fence this season. Belle Vernon would love to see number 3 here. 1 on, 2 outs, 1-1. As Pyatt checks the wristband for the signs, gets up on the rubber. The 1-1 to Kolowitz. In her third, paints it. 1-2 now. One and 2 to Kolowitz. Sokol at first. The 1-out single. She has not moved since. Pyatt up on the rubber. Roxton deals the 1-2. Evens up on Kolowitz as that one's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on, 2-0 Newcastle. The 2-2 rise up outside, fills things up.
Yeah, second straight at bat where Bell Vernon batter has been able to get it to a full count. Sokol should be moving here.
A payoff pitch by Pyatt to Kolowitz in the air, right side up, out of play. Luckily, they're just taking, looks like, some infield warm-ups as that one came sailing over to right or left field of the baseball facility. Count stays full on Olivia Kolowitz.
I want to say that was actually just it was in the middle of a play. I think the left fielder was actually throwing it to his cutoff man over there.
Payoff pitch, ball 4. 2 out, free pass to Kolowitz, and that's going to bring up Ava Zubovic. I'll get it right. Make sure, get the right Zubovic sister.
Yeah, Zubovic flied out to second base her last at bat. Go ahead run now at the plate for the Leopards.
It proves to be even more costly. The base running blunder by the Bell Vernon Leopards. It's going to take some 2-out magic here by Ava Zubovic. Popped out to second to end the second. End the third for Bell Vernon. Well, what this has done, at least turn the order around for next inning, is there's a first pitch ball to Zubovic.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big thing is you still have one guaranteed at bat for your big
Top
four.
four,
Your
yeah.
top four with Daniels, Fabian, Medikosh, and Ashley Joel.
1-0, 2-0. Now the count on Ava Zubovic.
You know Lexi Daniels would love to come up with the bases loaded. She's had 2 hard hit balls in the right field, and
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Make it 3-0. Does Coach Rodriguez give the sophomore the green light?
I wouldn't.
I agree with Daniels on deck.
Yeah, I would say you wait until she throws you a strike here.
3-0. Make it 3-1. So there is that strike.
And I say that this pitch has to be just about perfect for you to swing at it.
3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 on. 2-0 lead for Newcastle. Pitch to Zubovic. Low ball for the loaded for Lexi Daniels.
Huge opportunity here for Daniels.
Lexi Daniels. She sent one deep to right twice. She'd like to send one a little deeper out to right. Or just find some grass in the outfield.
You look for a gap shot. I mean, you try to get one into the gap in left center. That scores 2. You tie this game. You know, you don't think, hey, I need to put us up 4-2 with 1 swing of the bat.
And that's the thing. At this point, Jose, how important is if Bell Vernon get at least 1 run. If they don't get anything here, that might be the dagger. I'm not saying Bell Vernon's going to lose if they don't score here, but you feel like
a huge opportunity missed if you don't capitalize here.
It feels almost needed. 2 outs has been the name of the game for runs here this afternoon.
But you got to be patient at the plate, too.
Yeah, don't get too excited. Just go in, do your thing, wait for a pitch, and if you get one, take advantage. It's what Lexi Daniels will try to do. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Pitch by Pyatt. Ground ball left side, that gets through. Sokol scores, rounding third. Here comes Zubovic. Or make that Kolowitz. It's a 2-out game tying single for Lexi Daniels.
What do we say, Alex? We said something in the gap. Would score 2. It's exactly what Lexi Daniels did. She wanted to come up in that situation, and that's what she was able to do. Ties this game at 2. The Leopards starting to get things going here, and now brings up Abby Fabian. Another chance to potentially take the lead here.
Fabian, fly out, ground out today. First pitch. Misses ball 1. 2-2 game here in the bottom of the 5th.
You have to pitch. I mean, you have to give Fabian something to hit. You have to, obviously be smart about it. But with Medikosh on deck, you can't risk putting her on.
The cell is starting to reach us. As Fabian the other way, charging in, that one drops. Rounding third, here comes Ubovic, throw up the line. And on the throw, Fabian to second. It's a 2-out RBI single for Abby Fabian, and Bell Vernon takes their first lead of the game. As coming in to score the go-ahead run is Ava Zubovic. 3-2 Leopards. And now it's Marin Medikosh, 0 for 1 with a walk, 2 in scoring position. Bell Vernon a chance to increase their lead.
And they're going to intentionally walk Medikosh.
Marin Medikosh getting the Barry Bonds treatment. But hey, how do you think that makes Ashley Joel feel? One of the best in the business, leads the team in average.
That's kind of
They walked them loaded for her.
That's kind of pick your poison there. I mean, Joel's hitting 0 for 470. But, I mean, I can't say that I would have done anything differently there. I mean, that's
and it
how
gives
good
you an out
Medikosh
at
is.
every base. It does. It gives you an out at every base, but see if the Potomac State commit can make them pay for that decision. First pitch, low ball, 1 to Joel, and that's something else that's added on there. There's nowhere to put Ashley Joel.
No, you have to, dig deep here. And listen, Pyatt has pitched a great game, so that there's, confident. There's confidence there, that she can try and get out of this jam.
Base is loaded. 2 outs for Joel. Joel the other way. Almost takes Medikosh's head off, but that plates Daniels. That will also plate the sliding Fabian. So Ashley Joel makes them pay for loading them up. A 2-out, 2-run single for Ashley Joel. And it's 5-2 Bell Vernon here in the bottom of the 5th. All with 2 outs. As we've batted around, back up top to Mia Zubovic. Medikosh at third, Joel at first. Here's Mia Zubovic. Zubovic first pitch swinging right side, foul out of play. And I think we have to go back to that last play too, Jose. If Medikosh doesn't stop there and bend back, that probably hits her. That ends the inning.
Yeah. Huge 5th inning here for Bell Vernon.
And it continues to the gap. Zubovic. There's Medikosh. Joel, she's rounding. And Ashley Joel's in standing. It starts with Mia Zubovic, a leadoff single. She comes up again. A 2-run, 2-out single. The Bats took to the 5th inning, but they're alive and well for Bell Vernon. It's a 7-2 Leopard lead as a meeting at the Circle, and Sokol gets her second AB of the game as Gracie almost got hit with the ball coming in from the bench. Bell Vernon, it took a while, Jose, but we were talking in between innings. It only takes 1.
Yeah, it only takes 1, and we've seen quite a few here. 7-run 5th inning. I believe all this with 2 outs, correct?
Yes. Every run in this game is with 2 outs.
Every run in the last game was with
I believe at least all of Yawkes.
Yeah.
I can't remember about Blackhawks, but I know all of Yawkes for a fact was. Is Sokol a little blooper? And running in to finally end the pain is Young on the P3. Bell Vernon, 11 come to the plate. 7 come in to score. They do it on, let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. There was not an error in the inning, and Bell Vernon strands just 1. We've now played 5 full innings here from Plum, and it's a completely different story. Going into the bottom of the 5th, it was 2-0 in favor of Newcastle. Exiting, it's 7-2 Bell Vernon. As the rains start to come in, the way it looks, they're not stopping. (7-2) Bell Vernon leads here in inning number 6. Morgan Pyatt was absolutely on a mission. She was outstanding. And finally, Bell Vernon with 2 outs came to life. I think it's raincoat time again, Jose.
I never took mine off.
Mine's real bulky, but, keeps everything dry. This little makeshift tarp tent we got going on here, able to do the game in the rain. As the cells here, it doesn't look like it's going to go away for the rest of the evening. It's just going to get harder and harder. As we move back to Newcastle in the big bat, as due up here to lead off is Evans. First pitch up high. Ball 1. Evans sent a 2-out shot over the left field fence to give Newcastle an early 2-0 advantage. That's one thing in every single game besides the playing game that I've seen. So this is now 3 games. The lower seed has scored first and taken the lead in every single one. Best Center went up 3-0 on number 1 Sarah Catholic in 2A baseball. We saw number 13 Blackhawk go up 1-0 over number 4 York, and we saw number 11 Newcastle have the early 2-0 lead over this Bell Vernon team. The previous 2 meetings, the higher seed came back and won. Right now, Bell Vernon's, they've come back, they've taken the lead. The question is, can they hang on? As up in the count here is Evans.
Yeah, I had the opposite yesterday. I had number 5 Latrobe take a 6-run lead over Thomas Jefferson the first 2 innings. And the 12th-seeded Jaguars came back to win 14-7.
2 balls, no strikes, nobody on, nobody out. Evans at the dish against Talia Ross. Pitch by Ross. High and inside, 3-0 now. I think Talia Ross wants a new softball, and that's exactly what you'll get. That's going to be stuff we saw at the beginning of game number 1. And they're almost probably going to be changing balls per pitch. At least anything in play wise that gets dropped.
I think Pyatt has a towel with her. I know Augustine in the first game had a towel with her as well, just so they can wipe the balls off. But
maybe Coach Rodriguez will share his towel with Talia Ross.
It might expedite the process, maybe, as now Talia Ross gets back into a full count.
Evans 1 for 2, 2-run shot in the 3rd.
Still waiting for that to land.
Yeah, it's in orbit right now.
It's still sailing through the air.
The payoff pitch by the southpaw. Swing and a miss. Double digits for Talia Ross. She's at 10. 1 up, 1 down as Evans is retired. And now here comes the freshman shortstop, Mangieri. 0 for 2, a backwards, and then a normal K against Talia Ross. As Mangieri digs in, 1 out, nobody on. Bunt shown, strike, 0-1. One out, nobody on. And Jerry, the freshman shortstop, digs back in against the sophomore southpaw, Talia Ross. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the 6th. 7-2 lead for the Bell Vernon Leopards. Pitch home by Talia Ross. That one misses low, 1-2. As keeping it out of the turf was Zubovic. The 1-2 by Ross. That one outside as Mangieri holds back on that one. Count even 2-2 on the right-handed hitting shortstop. Ross gets the sign. The southpaw delivers. That one fills it up. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. 7-2 Bell Vernon leads thanks to a 7-run 5th inning by the Leopards, where they brought 11 batters to the plate. As Ross on the rubber. The payoff pitch. Chopper left side. Zubovic waits on it. Ava across to Sokol. And it's out number 2. And now Olivia Hood, the freshman second baseman, popped out to Sokol in the first, flew out to Fabian. Her last time through, that was in the 4th. Oh, and 2 outs, nobody on. Oh, 1-0 on the spin pitch there by Ross. That was a nice
movement
pitch
there by Ross. Almost hit that inside corner, but it's a little bit too inside.
The 1-0. Fouled off. Baseball bound. And it's 1-1. Center fielder going to go make a play on that one.
I mean, that's going to be kind of terrifying. Being the outfield over there, and just at any second, you might have to turn to your right and see a softball flying at you.
I don't know who's in charge of this, but I'm definitely, as this one's in the air. Shallow center. Daniels calls for it, and Lexi Daniels, the second baseman, puts the squeeze on it to end the inning. So great job by Talia Ross. After the 7th spot goes 1, 2, 3. In the 6th, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Bell Vernon will look to gain a cushion before possibly entering the final Newcastle ABs of the evening. But going back to what I was saying, Jose, I don't know who maybe would be in charge of this, but whoever would be in maybe facilities management, I am going to levy for maybe like we add like a 20-foot, like not even a fence because no one's hitting home runs out then, but if you add like a mesh netting, and if it goes into the netting, it's a home run. But if then it won't go into the baseball field. Kind of saw that at Mount Lebo's softball field. If you've ever been there, There's a big one right in the left field, and I've actually seen a girl, that Regan Milliken, who's at Ohio State, cleared it. That was one of the more impressive things I've seen, but in general, I think that same concept might be helpful here. As I'm trying to quickly write because my clipboard can't be out in the rain.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Everything's going to smear. That's what Jeremy's probably, wherever he's at or if he's tuning in with us. I told those guys they'll use pencil. It doesn't smear in rain. I don't listen. I like to color coordinate everything.
Yeah, I don't use pencils either.
First pitch, ball 1 to Lauren Van Divner. Van Divner last time up, popped out to the center fielder. More coverage for you here on MVI Live's coverage of the postseason on the Trib Live High School Sports Network tomorrow. 2-0 the count here to Van Divner. I was actually just getting a lineup for tomorrow's game already. Big shout out to Brian Zarenda.
Yeah, we'll be heading out to Shaler for that matchup.
2-0. The other way. That one sneaks under the glove of Hood, and it's a leadoff single by Lauren Van Divner. Throw comes back into Pyatt. Here comes Kolowitz back up to the dish. Kolowitz walked with 2 outs. back last inning in the 5th, and that proved to be crucial, those back-to-back walks, bringing things back up for Lexi Daniels. And that's where things started to turn around for the Bell Vernon Battery. And you got to really give, I think, a lot of credit to the freshman catcher, as this one's cranked by Kolowitz out, bounces off the wall. Van Divner going to third. Kolowitz into second. They send Van Divner. It's an RBI double for Olivia Kolowitz. And it's an 8-2 Leopard lead. So Kolowitz on base for the second time. She's hit the ball hard twice, walked once, scored a run, now driven in one. As going back to the point I was making there, Jose, you got to give a ton of credit to this freshman catcher for the Bell Vernon Leopards. Hadn't had a hit all day as a team. Leads the inning off with a single, comes back up, gets an RBI single, and those were big because that's starting to give you some confidence that you can hit Pyatt. And that catcher, the freshman catcher in Mia Zubovic, did an excellent job of starting the party here for the Leopards.
Yeah, she did, and just a credit to just the poise that she showed in that type of situation to come up as big as you can get for a lineup that was stagnant through the first handful of innings.
Ava scored the go-ahead run to this point. Back last inning, that made it 3-2. As she came around to score on the RBI by Abby Fabian. Runner at second, nobody out, 2-0 count. Swing and a miss, make it 2-1 now on Ava Zubovic.
Yeah, the Leopards, they managed to get 4 runs here. This game's over.
Yeah, with nobody out and one on, that's not out of the realm of possibility. The 2-1. Zubovic pops it up into the stands. Back behind. Everyone was ducking except the Elizabeth forward assistant, Mr. Calloway up there.
Never know. You should never know.
I thought that ball was going to somehow come back up and get you in the back, Jose.
It's possible.
No, your luck is going to hit the top railing.
I almost got hit by a ball in the first game. Wasn't even looking at it. Wasn't even from the field of play.
At least it's not from the baseball field yet. That one's outside 3-2. Because if you get hit by one of those balls, that's going to hurt.
If I get hit by a baseball right now on a home run, then that kid can have my wallet. On a home run.
Just like we said about Sarah Catholic, if you hit my car, you get it.
Yeah,
from where we park.
Yeah, from where I park. It's over the right field fence. If you hit my car, you can have it.
Payoff pitch, fouled up, baseball field again. That one, that time the left fielder saw it. What are you supposed to do? Like, honest question. Say a ball's coming out to the right fielder, and that one comes in. Like, do they stop the play? Like, what do they? How do they do that?
I don't even have to have rules in place, I guess, but
I mean, I'd imagine you do, and that's probably something here during the pregame meeting. And I'm glad I don't have to be the WPIAL game manager over there explaining that.
I guess they tell all the left fielders that play there.
As Zubovic strikes out, looking for out number 1. Back up top we go. We were at a point in this game where you're thinking, okay, the top of the order is maybe just going to get 3 ABs, and now they're coming around for their 4th trip here in the 6th inning, and that was where you were thinking they were going to get 3 trips, and the third one was going to be in the 7th inning.
Yeah, and now they're coming up for their second at-bat in
as many innings.
So,
first pitch ball to Lexi Daniels. She tied things up. 2-out RBI single for Alexa Daniels. 1-0 the count.
Yeah, I think that, that hit coming up with bases loaded, and I believe there were 2 outs in the inning, right?
There was.
So, I mean,
all 7 were with 2 outs.
If you look at the hits that drove in runs in that inning, Daniels' hit was the biggest one. I mean, there's no question in my mind about that.
Yeah, it really started to turn everything around, too. I'd say the Daniels tying hit in that first of the inning for Zubovic as that one sent out towards the center field wall, and watch it fly. 2-run shot for Lexi Daniels. And the Leopards have put 10 on the board as Lexi Daniels puts the lead to 8 for Bell Vernon. Lexi Daniels, for the 4th time this season, goes yard. First playoff home run for Bell Vernon. A 2-run shot for Daniels, 4 runs batted in for Lexi Daniels. As coming in to score on that one as well was Kolowitz. (10-2) lead for Bell Vernon. As back up here is Abby Fabian, the senior. And we'll continue on her academic and athletic career at Washington and Jefferson. They appeal down to first. Fabian does not go.
Definitely things have escalated quickly.
As Ron Burgundy would say, sitting back in a chair, boy, that really escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Yeah, it's.
We like to have a good time, Jose.
Yeah, it's 2 innings where Bell Vernon's bats finally start getting going, and been a very, very good pitching performance, I think, for Morgan Pyatt. I mean, she, through the first 4 innings was just rolling, and Trussinger's defensively, Newcastle has been phenomenal.
It's been a long time coming. The Bell Vernon bats at the end of the season, they went dormant. And they went dormant through the first 4 innings here today. First 4 2/3 innings, really, even. Nobody on, 1 out, 3 more in. Bell Vernon 2 runs or 3 outs away from victory, whichever comes first. Well, unless an 8th spot would be put up by the Newcastle Hurricanes in the top of the 7th, of course, but
easier said than done the way that, Ross has pitched very well, has had a couple of walks, but really the only thing that hurt her was that 2-run shot by Evans.
Fabian Chopper third. There is Evans across to Young. Evans has been so consistent for this Newcastle team here this afternoon.
No, she's been great defensively. I mean, I want to say she has 6 or 7 putouts here today.
Here's Marin Medikosh. Intentionally walked last time up, and that led to a Ashley Joel 2-run single. 2 outs, nobody on. Bell Vernon has struck for 3 more. Marin 0 for 1, 2 walks. Two outs, nobody on. Hyatt's pitch home to Medikosh. That one slides through the 5-hole of Weary to the backstop for ball 1. Medikosh, not that big power swing you're used to seeing from home run hitters. Quick, compact to the point, and the ball just sails off of it. Oh, want to know the count to Medikosh. Pyatt back up on the rubber. 10-2 Bell Vernon lead. 3 runs in this inning, an RBI double by Kolowitz, and a 2-run shot for Alexa Daniels. Bell Vernon trying to complete the Valley sweep here from Plum. Yock won earlier today. As that one misses outside, 3-0 to Marin Medikosh. Gets the sign from Tom Rodriguez, and the question is, in a 10-2 game, with the walk not really necessary or needed by Bell Vernon, do they let her swing away?
I don't know if she's going to get a good enough pitch.
Pyatt's been working around the zone. Medikosh does swing away and fouls it off, out of play left side.
She got a good enough pitch.
3-1 the count, 2 outs, nobody on, 3 runs in, 2 on the Lexi Daniels long ball. Pitch to Metikosh. That one sneaks past the glove of Evans. It's a 2-out single for Metikosh. She's reached for the 3rd time today. You know, we talked about this during game 1. I think it'd be a little more fitting to talk about it during this one, though, as well, Jose. We talked about great pitcher in attendance here today. I mean, how cool do you think that kind of is? For, you know, the Belle Vernon, you know, senior now at Penn State, one of the best in the business in the entire Big Ten in the country, still come support the old team.
Yeah, I mean, that's you know, has to be a pretty cool thing for these players to, you know, see, you know, some of the best that have come through the program, still supporting the program, still coming around and interacting with the players. Definitely has to be a cool feeling for these kids.
Who knows, maybe future coach of this team. As there's Ashley Joel in the air. Right side, foul territory, hops to the fence as giving charge out there in right was Holmes.
Wow, shocking upset in Class 2A, Alex. The Ligonier Valley has fallen 1-0 at the hands of Bentworth in the first round of the Class 2A playoffs.
Don't get me wrong, that is shocking. I'm not as shocked as I would be. Something just told me today, I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Bentworth wins. The bats aren't great for Ligonier Valley, and without Maddie Griffin, that's tough. There's Joel the other way off the glove of the first baseman. Pinballs out the short. Give that an E3, putting runners at first and second with 2 down here for the Leopards. And it's going to be Mia Zubovic.
Tell you what, this is hasn't been easy trying to right underneath this tarp.
It's not. But we're making the best of it.
We're trying. We're trying our best. Been a long day here at Plum, but
I think I'm coming on hour number 6 here at Plum.
I think I probably got here about an hour after you. So
people think I work here now wearing the purple jacket too.
I thought you worked here. It was seconds into me walking up to you.
Zubovic out to second. Quick toss on to first. It goes Hood to Young, 4-3, as they retire Mia Zubovic for the first time in a while. Belle Vernon strikes for 3 more. They do it on 4 hits. An error in the inning and 2 Leopards left aboard. But the long ball by Daniels breaks things open even further. It's a 10-2 Leopard lead, 3 outs away from victory here this afternoon, or evening at this point now on MVI Live's coverage of the WPIO postseason right here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Here's an interesting thing. Belle Vernon up to 10 hits in this game, Jose. They have 10 hits in the last 2 innings.
Unbelievable.
Do or die for the Newcastle Hurricanes as the Canes scored the first 2, and it is going to be Weary, Young, and Flora due up this inning. As Weary 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts, as they're combined 1 for 6, a double by Young, and 4 punch-outs between the 3 batters due up here in the top of the 7th. And we've talked about it. 6 times they've given up 10 or more runs this season, that being Newcastle. 5 times they scored 10 or more. Blackhawk didn't go down without a fight. They put up a couple over Augustine and Yak and had the tying run on deck in that first game today. See if Newcastle can put up a fight here in the 7th against Talia Ross and the Belle Vernon Leopards. Jonathan Weary will lead things off. Again, we will have a quick wrap-up when this game is over, and it will be quick, trying to get everything packed away before anything harder comes aboard, as there's ball 1. Newcastle's hoping that's a little bit down the road still.
Yeah, they're hoping to fight here in the 7th. They're not going to go away without one.
Nobody on, nobody out, 1-0 the count. Talia Ross at on the circle against Weary. Pitch home by Ross, misses low, 2-0. Ross wants a new ball. Underhand toss. So that would have short Hoff to Ross. How much you think she would have tried to get a new one as well?
Probably.
Game managers definitely earning their money today. The 2-0. Rise 3-0 to Weary. Great start here for Weary, drawing out a lengthy AB. And that's important. Base runners, that's what you need. It's not balls over the fence, it's just base runners. You got to put up 8 runs here before the Leopards get 3 outs. 3-0. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Weary to start. As Weary reaches for the first time today. First time she hasn't gone down via the strikeout to Talia Ross. Ross has struck out 10 here in this one. 110 on the season for the sophomores. We will get a courtesy runner for Newcastle at first. So we'll try to tell you who that is. That's going to be Aaron McCarter, the freshman outfielder. One on, nobody out. Here comes Raquel Young. 1 for 2, a double and a strikeout here in this one. She was stranded at third. First pitch swinging off the glove of Joel into center field, and the first 2 reach. Give that a single for Young, putting runners at first and second. With nobody out for Nina Flora. Flora, ground out, strikeout here today. Again, right now, Bell Vernon still all right, still in command, but I think if you see Flora get on here in any capacity, you might most likely see somebody come out from the Bell Vernon bench and try to calm things down for the Leopards. They're still up by 8. As this one's lined out, Fabian off the glove and down. As throw to second in time, Bell Vernon gets 1, but a run comes in to score on the E9. So an E9 puts the runner Flora at first, retired on the 9-6, was Young at second, and coming in to score was the courtesy runner, McCarter, making it 10-3. As here is the pitcher, Morgan Pyatt. Rain continues to fall here from Plum. First pitch misses, ball 1. Runner at first, 1 out, 1 in, 10-3 Leopard lead. As that one sent out to right, and that one sails over. A 2-run home run cuts the lead down to 5 as Morgan Pyatt, the minute pitcher, says we're not done yet. A 2-run shot from Pyatt scores Flora, and Pyatt to make it 10-5 here in the 7th. Now it's Logan Holmes as Morgan Pyatt out over right. We were waiting for one to sail over that fence today, Jose.
We were saying we haven't seen one to right field, but what a job there by Morgan Pyatt, being able to send that over the fence in right. And again, just like we saw in that last game with Blackhawk, they didn't go away without a fight. And these Newcastle Hurricanes aren't going away without a fight either.
Bell Vernon's still up by 5, 1 out, nobody on. Now at the 9th spot in the order in Logan Holmes. Holmes, sack bunt, 4-3 ground out. The slap swinger will dig in against the left-hander, Talia Ross. Swing and a miss. as that was just a full-on cut. The 0-1 by Ross. Bunt shown, pulled back, count goes even, 1-1. One ball, one strike, one out, nobody on. 3 runs in, 2 coming across on the Pyatt. Long ball over the right field fence. The 1-1 by Talia Ross to Zubovic. Bunt shown, laid back up. There's Ross, spinning throw to Daniels, covering the bag, and they'll get Holmes for out number 2. Great job getting over there by Lexi Daniels. And now it's Miley Anderson. 0 for 2, a walk, 2 strikeouts. The final hope, possibly, for the Newcastle Hurricanes. They've put up a fight here in the 7th. Came in down by 8, down by just 5 now. Winner gets number 3 Borough on Monday. First pitch misses, ball 1. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. 3 runs in here in the top of the 7th. 10-5 Leopard lead. Pitch home by Talia Ross as that evens things up at 1-1. Ross slowing things down a little. Back up on the rubber. The 1-1 by Talia Ross. In the air, left side. Medikosh ranging under it on the plum. P makes the catch to end it. And Bell Vernon will move on to take on number 3 Borough. 10-5 your final score here this evening from Plum as they come all the way back. First 2 belong to Newcastle on the 2-run shot by Evans. That made it 2-0 after 3. Bell Vernon would strike for 7 runs in the 5th inning, all of them with 2 outs. As Bell Vernon would go ahead 7-2 after 5. They'd bring 11 to the plate. It was a leadoff single by Zubovic. Callaway picked off a single by Sokol. Fly out by Van Divner. Back-to-back walks to Kolowitz and Zubovic. Bringing up Lexi Daniels, a 2-run single, tied the game at 2. An RBI single by Fabian made it 3-2 Bell Vernon. And then a walk to Medikosh. Joel drove in 2, making it 6-0. Joel would come around to score on the RBI Mia Zubovic single, making it 7-2 Bell Vernon. Bell Vernon would add 3 more in the 6th, a RBI double by College. She would score on the 2-run shot by Lexi Daniels. That made it 10-2 in favor of the Leopards. And you saw what happened there. In the top of the 7th, it was a 2-run shot by Pyatt, giving Newcastle 3 runs in the 7th inning as Morgan Pyatt sent one over after a run would come in to score on the E9 by Fabian as Weary came around to score to make it 10-3. The 2-run shot by Pyatt made it 10-5, and that would be your final score that last inning. 3 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and nobody left the board as Newcastle puts together more runs than they did hits. 5 runs, 4 hits. There was 1 Newcastle error, and the Hurricanes stranded just 2 base runners. Bell Vernon, 7 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, and 3 left on base. Your winning pitcher, Talia Ross. Morgan Pyatt picks up the loss as we will go to your player of the game, brought to you by your local State Farm agent, Brian Warnick. That honor belongs to Lexi Daniels. A 2-run single to tie things up in the 5th, and then a 2-run shot in the 7th to put it out of reach. Your final score: Bell Vernon 10, Newcastle 5, right here on MVI Live's coverage of the WPIL postseason on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. More action for you tomorrow here with us, as we'll have the Sarah Catholic Eagles in the quarterfinals, but appreciate you joining us through the wet and rainy conditions from Plum High School. But Bell Vernon advances. They'll take on number 3 Burrell on Monday with this 10-5 victory over the Newcastle Hurricanes this evening. On behalf of Jose Negron, I'm Alex Lyon saying thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow on MVI Live's coverage of the postseason here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, everybody.